Bro Gang, we are joined by the Fleece Farrer, Lawrence Schlossman, and myself.
Go Shiesty.
Goo Shiesty.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Instead of Poo
Shiesty, it's goo.
Yeah, for cum.
I mean, it is like, when would you ever use that feature? Because it looks sick.
We'll talk about it in the fit check, but I think when I'm going to, I don't know, destroy opposing fans of my most op soccer team.
Okay.
Who do the New York Red Bulls hate the most?
Ask Welty, dude. I don't know. They have a.
They still called the Red Bulls? Is that the most successful spawn con of all time?
Well, isn't that fucking not just footy, but also F1 Team Red Bull?
Yo, glory hole. How's this look?
You have the built-in glory. You look like a fucking.
Like a glory hole?
You look like some fucking Guillermo del Toro creation, dude. Some fucking. Yes, exactly, dude. What is that fucking Pan's Labyrinth, dude?
I've seen movies.
Jim's Labyrinth.
Would you ever fuck a fish?
No, that's The Shape of Water.
Yeah, Oscar-winning film. Welcome to the weekly Running the Boys, with today's full episode only available on
www.throwingfits.com.
Before we get into a full Chi-Town recap, upstate New York treats and lifestyles, and watching old guys fully drop trout at the urinal, let's get into a fit check.
Do you want to start since we already kind of spoiled your top?
Sure. On the feet are our Legace Camion Mules. The socks are that random brand from Amazon. The pants are new season from Colbo. This soft pinstripe on the brown trowel. My goodness, I got the matching shirt too, but of course I'm not going to go matchy.
So that was my question. Is there any scenario where you go full fucking romp him set?
Maybe like maybe like
a suit.
That'd be weird. No, match the pants to the shirt.
When I look at it in the lookbook, where it's like this idea, we've talked about it a lot, this like casual suit, the fabrics match, it's high end.
But
like,
it's a shirt.
No, I know. But when I look at a professional hot person doing it, I'm like, oh, sick. Like a little suit swerve. And then if like I put it on, I feel like I'm in like a Chubby's ad. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Well, in the lookbook, I think they have it. And the lookbook is what sold me on the pinstripe. I've been wanting to get like a pinstripe pair of pants. I have a pair from old Trebien private label that I think I sold at the bazaar because they no longer fit me anymore. Or no, maybe it was common Sweden.
But it tells all this time the waist does no longer.
It was more the fit. It was like a very tapered leg because this is from like 2014, 2015. But Colbo, as always, the fucking drape lords.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is from their new season, the soft pinstripe. I didn't really see the pinstripe I didn't see the vision until I saw the lookbook. And I think like that's an example when styling does convince you, but you can't copy it because you're not a fucking professional hot person.
No. Are they on the brand of the year fitties list? Because like, or are we doing like, are we going to add like, what would you say, like up and comer or like next up?
I don't know.
Because honestly, like I still have to do I got to do my swing by, my pop in and like, pick up some treats for fall. But it's like an embarrassment of riches. That's what I told Tal and Aldar. I'm like, there's too much good shit to choose from.
Yeah.
It's bangers front to back and all unisex, right? Well, besides maybe some stuff.
For the most part. Yeah.
Anyway.
These pants are fucking perfect. Shout out those guys for and new and improved
and
2 back pockets.
Finally, dude. Yeah, they just a crucial piece of engineering that we both were like, well, how about we throw maybe one back pocket? Maybe just one.
No,
because there was none on
there. None. The front pockets are the perfect depth, though. I will say that.
Well, because you need to put everything in them because there's no other option.
Half as many pockets.
Yeah.
But shout out Colbo for another killer season. And yeah, these pants are fucking gassioli.
Colbo
quite often
gets mentioned every week for a good reason. Not just because they're our friends and their neighbors, but like that private label like is some of the best in terms of stores with brands, some of the best in the world.
Right. What's interesting is like I know this because I may or may not have a story coming out on private labels maybe next year.
Jimmy. Oh, how was the Orally reception? See, people were stoked.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm fucking super happy that how it came out, and I know that the Orally team was really pleased with it.
So you got good feedback. I
think so.
Hell yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
Doug texted me screenshots from the Discord.
Oh, I know, because then he texted me as well. He goes, yo, congrats on the story. And I thought that because he changed his number, he thought he was texting me thinking it was you. Because I'm like, yeah, dude, James did an awesome job. But you don't need to. I don't get any credit for this, and I shouldn't get any credit. I didn't do it. Like,
I really wonder.
But then he's like, yeah, I sent him a million screenshots. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
He sent me 4.
I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but yeah.
I'm wondering, and maybe this is feedback I'd be curious to hear and scared to hear back, is like, because I wrote like, 3 or 4 paragraphs up top, and I'm like, yo, you're obviously clicking in for the Oral Lee interview. Well, who am I to like insert myself and tell you what I think of Oral Lee?
But it's context.
Yeah, but I mean, that's when I was just like, yo, I feel like it's one of those recipes where you're like, where's the link? Just jump to recipe.
Oh, yeah.
When I was a small child growing up in southern New England and father would watch the geese migrate, I always knew that fucking roasted squash was always the one for me.
Well, food people are so romantic that, like, you're right. That's like they're the worst offenders because it's so much bullshit up top.
Yeah.
Before we can just get into the literal meat and potatoes of how to make something delicious.
Right. But what I was saying is that Tall told me that, and I think why the private label is so dialed for Kolbo specifically, and why it kind of fits into the Kolbo like world, is because it was always part of the concept.
Yes.
The retail aspect, the programming aspect, the private label, kind of everything about it was all part of like the genesis. It didn't come after.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like in utero while everything else was kind of already baking.
He treated it like RZA treated the Wu-Tang. There was a 5-year plan out the gate, dude.
Yeah, exactly. And Yams and
right. Who I think Yams even says, and we might have talked to Ferg about this, where it's all like literally all goes back to the RZA, where it's like, here's the blueprint. Trust me. I'm going to make this work. Here's my question for you. Obviously, your interview was great. Obviously, everyone enjoyed it. Part of me is a little worried where it's like, because of the magically shrinking attention span that everybody has these days, is it a point where like people would rather consume that than like a long form pod?
Well,
because then I'm worried. I mean, we could do both, but it's like, damn, are we going to make ourselves obsolete?
No. Is radio going to get rid of the written word? Is that what you're asking?
I mean, does radio even exist anymore?
You don't listen to baseball on the radio? That's what podcasting is. Radio.
Wait, you were listening to the World Series on the radio?
No, I didn't get to watch. We'll get to that.
Okay.
Your question, I think, is moot. Like it's apples and oranges, and I think that
I hope so.
These interviews are going to only be with people who, whether it's like for geographical or linguistic, and I wanted to write a little like disclaimer, like, hey, like, hoping to do this with other folks, like, or temporal, where it's like they don't have the time, or they're in a fucking place 14 hours, ahead. Or why would you even bring that up, bro?
Or in temporal, cover something that's happening in the moment where we can't wait to then book a pod and review something that, like the Kith or Lee thing, you got the quote, and that's like fairly of the moment, even if it's.
Well, the other thing I would say is that, like,
already on the pod.
The other thing I would say, and we were talking about this when I was like, hey, how do we position this? Is this like voicey, or is it kind of just straightforward and serious? And I think that Throwing Fits has the breadth and capacity to like do more quote unquote serious shit versus just like having fun conversations. And we should do that, with the right partner, and when the match calls for that.
So all this stuff, I should not be worried about anything becoming.
Did you really read that and you're like, oh, am I going to be out of a job soon?
No, but
we're going to have to work,
because like you and I can sit down and be like, this is all complimentary stuff, but I don't know if there's a certain subscriber that's like, this is supplementary. Give me this instead.
Okay, well, guess what? Whether you wanted the pod or the interview, you subscribed.
Can't be everything to everyone. That's all. Anyway, great job.
Love it or hate it, you watched or read or listened.
That's the bowling guy, right? Love me or hate me, you watched.
Exactly. Okay, so Kolbo pants.
Yeah.
The white tee underneath is Hanes. Yo, I've always been a Hanes guy, but I feel like that was always kind of just like the like white tee answer. But recently, I feel like a lot of people have been shouting on Hanes as their preferred white tee. So I went and revisited it and wore one over the weekend. Mainly as an undershirt, mainly under knits and sweaters on my cozy upstate shit. I'm back on board. Shout out Hanes. Also Hanes boxers. The hoodie is Umbro.
What size Hanes did you buy?
Large.
Okay. Because that's my pleaser of choice. I talk about Hanes nearly. I'm not wearing one today, but nearly every week on the pod, because Hanes it's a standby.
Gucci Hanes.
Yeah.
The hoodie is Umbro X Slam Jam. It has the built-in shiesty for when I'm fucking
goose shiesty.
When I'm goose shiesting.
More like poosh. Well, I guess because Pooh
his name is
like Winnie the Pooh. So it's like the joke is a written joke, not a joke that could work out loud.
Okay.
Poop shiesty.
The hat is Yankees. We got them right where we want them, Lawrence. Down to backs against the wall.
You're talking to obviously a pinstripe fucking hater. I am loving this, dude. But back home.
Man from North Jersey who likes the Red Sox.
Yo,
fucking thunk it.
I know you'll probably not watch this, and we don't need to talk about this a lot, but since we are talking baseball, the comeback 2004 Red Sox 3-part doc on Netflix. Absolutely incredible. Mainly the fit that David Ortiz decided to pull up for his talking head interview. Obviously, Big Papi is a legend, I think, and all people can be fans of Big Papi, right? Like, you don't begrudge Big Papi now.
No, I think Big Papi, Manny, and even Pedro have I've done a full 180 on. I love him now.
Manny, not in the doc, not that surprising. Nomar, because he got butt fucked, not in the doc. Pedro and Papi are just spitting. But
is Johnny Damon in the doc?
Johnny Damon is, and dude, he
How
does.
drunk is he?
Well, they talk a lot about how that team partied and drank before games and even celebrated after games, which is interesting. Obviously, they were the idiots and the Cowboys. People know this. Damon has a top knot and looks so stupid, but the David Ortiz sartorial maneuver that is awesome is he has a Givenchy visor that is worn backwards and upside down. And it is so Dominican and so sick.
That's awesome.
Yeah.